What if Thor, the god of thunder, went further than any god should? What if he held every infinity stone in his hand and didn't break? What if he didn't just wield power, but became power itself? Because in this timeline, the storm inside Thor doesn't just roar. It rewrites creation. And the moment it happens, the universe realizes something terrifying. Thor was never meant to be unstoppable, but he just became unquestionable. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button if you love Marvel what-ifs that push cosmic boundaries. Because this one changes everything. Thor never wanted the stones. That's the first mistake people make when telling this story. Thor wasn't hunting for power. He wasn't trying to rule. He wasn't even trying to win. He was trying to save. And that mission begins on the last day of Asgard's freedom. The day the sky broke. It starts with a ripple, a crack of purple lightning across the Bifrost. Heimdall senses it first. A presence pushing through the realms like a blade carving open skin. When he turns toward it, even he, the all-seeing sentinel, whispers one word: Thanos. But this isn't the Thanos Thor knows. This Thanos is different. Faster. Smarter. Prepared. Because in this universe, Thanos already has 5 stones. All but one. The Space Stone. And he knows exactly where to find it. Asgard. Thor arrives at the observatory just in time to watch the sky twist open like a wound. Thanos steps through. Not with an army. Not with ships. Just himself. And the near-complete Infinity Gauntlet blazing on his hand. The stones glow like dying stars, each one humming with cosmic hunger. And Thor feels something he rarely feels. Fear. Give me the Tesseract, Thanos commands, voice echoing across the chamber. But here's the thing. Loki isn't here to betray Asgard. He isn't even alive in this timeline. Thor stands alone. He raises Stormbreaker, lightning crawling up his arm like living fire. You will not touch my people. Thanos doesn't smile. He doesn't taunt. He simply raises the gauntlet. A wave of time bends the floor. Gravity crushes the walls. Reality ripples like liquid. But Thor pushes through it. Because Thor has something he didn't have in the main timeline. He has the Odin force. With Odin long gone, Thor carries the last flame of his father's power, raging, wild, and barely controlled. A storm inside a storm. Lightning explodes. Raw cosmic energy meets the Infinity Stones. For the first time in a long time, Thanos is pushed back. He skids across the floor, carving deep scars into the golden metal. The gauntlet flickers. Thor hurls Stormbreaker, aiming for the arm. Thanos twists space. The axe appears behind Thor. He barely ducks. The fight becomes a blur. Light against shadow. Storm against cosmos. 2 forces so powerful the universe itself flinches. And then, the turning point. Thanos grabs Thor by the throat. The 5 stones glow in unison. Time, power, mind, soul, reality. Thor is lifted off the ground, body cracking under the pressure. Your storm ends today. And with a snap of his fingers, not to erase half the universe, but to erase Thor, Thanos executes the final blow. But something happens. Something neither of them expect. The snap fails. Not because the gauntlet breaks, but because something else answers the snap. Something deep. Something ancient. Something inside Thor. Stormbreaker glows. But not blue. Not white. Multicolored. The same colors as the stones. Because the Odin force, the storm inside Thor, and the raw cosmic power of creation collide. The blast throws Thanos back. The gauntlet slams against the ground. The stones flicker. Thor rises. His eyes burn with light that isn't lightning. It's everything. Thanos stares in disbelief. The stones aren't responding to him. They're responding to Thor. Craving him. Calling to him. And then the impossible happens. The space stone tears itself free from the gauntlet. It floats toward Thor like a heart seeking its owner. It presses against his chest and melts into him. Thor screams as reality bends. The storm inside him erupts into something new, something cosmic, something limitless. He collapses forward. Lightning floods the observatory. The walls shake. The floor cracks. The Bifrost shatters. And when the light fades, Thor stands, breathing hard, with blue cosmic fire burning beneath his skin. Thanos, enraged, charges again. But this time, Thor doesn't dodge. He raises his hand. The Power Stone rips itself out of the gauntlet and slams into Thor's palm. Energy floods his arm. It feels like raw creation and raw destruction fused into a single heartbeat. Thanos stumbles. No, he whispers. You can't hold them. But Thor can. And worse. Thor is. The Soul Stone is next, swirling around him like an orange sun. It melts into his wrist, locking him into the spiritual fabric of existence. Then the Mind Stone. Then the Reality Stone. Each one drawn into Thor like iron to a magnet. Until only one remains. Time. Thanos clutches it, shaking. If I can't wield them, he snarls, no one will. He tries to crush it. But Thor moves faster than sound. He grabs Thanos' wrist. Lightning erupts. The gauntlet melts. And the Time Stone evaporates into green energy that pours straight into Thor's chest. Silence. Then thunder. A pulse expands, not outward, but inward, as Thor absorbs the final piece of creation's foundation. And the universe senses something horrifying. The Infinity Stones don't just obey Thor. They become Thor. His veins glow in every color. His eyes burn like stars. His voice rumbles with 6 cosmic frequencies. He speaks one word. Enough. And the storm listens. The universe listens. Even Thanos listens. Thor steps forward. His presence bends gravity. His aura bends time. His heartbeat shakes reality. Thanos kneels, not by choice, but by force. Because Thor isn't a god anymore. He's a cosmic absolute. An embodiment of creation. A living multicolored supernova. A storm with purpose. And for the first time since the dawn of the stones, the universe belongs to someone new. But here's the terrifying part. Thor doesn't know what to do with it. And that uncertainty could destroy everything. Because the moment Thor looks toward the cosmos with this power, it looks back. Thor stands at the heart of the shattered Bifrost, glowing like a living prism. 6 colors pulse beneath his skin, each one a universe screaming for control. But Thor doesn't move. He just breathes. Slow, heavy, unsteady. Because holding one Infinity Stone is agony. Holding 6? It's the edge of oblivion. And that's when the voices start. Not whispers. Not memories. Voices older than galaxies. The Soul Stone shows him every life he's touched. The Mind Stone forces every fear into the open. Reality twists the air. Time blurs the edges of his sight. And the Power Stone? It just roars. Thor Odinson. The voices echo through his skull. You are not meant to exist. But Thor pushes them down. He clenches his fist. Lightning spills across the ruins. He turns toward Thanos, wounded, burned, trembling. The Mad Titan's armor is cracked. His skin blistered from cosmic backlash. Even Thanos, wielder of 5 stones, cannot fathom what he's seeing. Those stones will consume you, Thanos gasps. They will erase you. Thor doesn't answer. He lifts his hand. Reality bends around his fingers like molten glass. Thanos rises into the air, pulled by a force beyond gravity, beyond understanding. Thor speaks, and even his voice sounds wrong. I gave you a chance to leave my realm. And then, he closes his fist. Not to kill, but to show Thanos a truth far worse. The ground explodes. Energy ripples like a tidal wave. The Titan screams, not from pain, but from exposure. Because Thor isn't attacking him. Thor is showing him every possible future, every consequence, every timeline where Thanos wins, every universe where he fails, every reality where the stones corrupt everything. It all pours into Thanos' mind at once. He collapses, unconscious, broken. But Thor doesn't feel triumph. He doesn't feel victory. He feels overwhelmed. The stones pulse again, trying to steer him, trying to use him. He steps back, gripping his head. The Mind Stone whispers destruction. The Power Stone demands dominance. The Reality Stone urges reshaping. The Soul Stone asks for sacrifice. Time tries to freeze him. Space tries to pull him apart. The storm inside him rages. Until a tear opens in the air. Not a portal created by the stones. Not magic. Something else. A presence steps through. A presence even the stones hesitate for. The living tribunal. 3 faces. One cosmic judgment. His voice echoes across the broken observatory. Thor Odinson, you have taken a power beyond your cosmic station. Thor forces himself to stand taller, even as the stones pulse in rebellion. You would have allowed Thanos to slaughter trillions, Thor growls. I stopped him, but the tribunal shakes his threefold head. You removed a threat and replaced him with a greater one. Thor's fingers curl into fists. I will not be your prisoner. You misunderstand, the tribunal replies. You are not a prisoner. Then his second face speaks. You are an anomaly. And the third, colder, deeper, finishes, and anomalies must be corrected. Before Thor can react, the tribunal raises a hand. Reality disappears. Thor is hurled through a void of swirling galaxies and collapsing timelines. He crashes onto a floating fragment of cosmic debris. The tribunal hovers above him, colossal, omnipresent, absolute. We do not wish to destroy you, he says. We wish to remove the stones. Thor rises, lightning shimmering through his body. You can try. The tribunal extends his hand. A beam of golden energy fires downward, a cosmic scalpel meant to separate the stones from Thor's soul. It hits him, and the universe shakes. Time fractures. Space warps. The debris beneath Thor evaporates. But Thor does not fall. He plants his feet on nothing and creates ground beneath him. Just by willing it, a shockwave of color erupts. The stones blaze brighter, and Thor blasts the tribunal back. Not with lightning, not with magic, but with pure infinity. The tribunal tumbles through a nebula, tearing stars apart with his fall. He regains his balance, astonished. You should not possess this power. Thor's eyes burn with 6 swirling auras. Yet I do. The tribunal strikes again, this time unleashing a force that collapses entire timelines. Thor raises his hand. Space and time bend around him like shields. The blast hits. It does nothing. The tribunal tries again, summoning conceptual erasure, an attack that erases meaning itself. Thor counters with a thought. Reality obeys him now. The tribunal falters. You are breaking the balance of existence. Thor steps forward, each footstep creating new cosmic ground. I am saving existence. He fires a beam so bright it blinds the void. The tribunal braces, all 3 faces screaming in unison. Then, silence. The tribunal drops to a knee. A cosmic being, older than universes, forced to kneel by a god empowered beyond measure. But Thor isn't finished. He points Stormbreaker, now glowing with infinity, directly at the tribunal's chest. Call off your judgment, Thor warns, or I end it. The tribunal lowers his gaze. Very well. His 3 faces merge into one, the form he uses when delivering absolute truth. Thor, you do not understand the price. Thor hesitates. It's enough. The tribunal lifts a single finger. A ripple shoots outward. The void shakes. The cosmic floor beneath Thor splinters. What are you doing? Thor growls. Preventing your fall. The ripple turns into a storm. A storm made not of lightning, but of alternate Thors. Thousands. Millions. Every version of Thor across the multiverse. Some noble. Some fallen. Some monstrous. All pulled toward him. The tribunal speaks. You cannot hold the stones alone. So the multiverse will share the burden. The alternate Thors scream as they are pulled into a vortex, merging, combining, collapsing into a single nexus. Thor feels their power, their pain, their rage. The multiverse hurls itself into him, merging every Thor into one impossible being. A god of gods. But something's wrong. The stones react violently. Too many Thors. Too much power. Too much identity. The stones flare. Reality bends inward. Time shatters like glass. The tribunal realizes the truth too late. This fusion, it is unstable. Thor roars as energy explodes from his body. The vortex spirals. The alternate Thors vanish. And Thor is left standing at the center. Alone, but changed. More than a god. More than a cosmic absolute. A singularity. A storm in humanoid form. And in that moment, Thor understands a horrifying truth. The stones weren't trying to control him. They were trying to upgrade him. Because something worse is coming. something the stones fear, something even the tribunal refuses to name. And at the edge of the void, a new presence watches him, smiling. A being born from the fusion. A Thor who didn't merge cleanly. A Thor who split off, twisted, corrupted. A dark mirror. A second Thor. A mad god with infinity still burning in his veins. He steps out of the shadows. Brother, the dark Thor whispers, we have much to destroy. The dark Thor stands opposite him, a reflection made of shadow and raw infinity. Every color of the stones burns across his body, but twisted, jagged, unstable. Thor stares. He feels the storm inside him flare, furious, righteous, terrified. Who are you, he asks. The dark Thor laughs, a sound like cracking planets. I am what you could have been if the power had no restraint. I am the future you refused. I am everything you feared becoming. Lightning leaps between them. Not real lightning, something cosmic, alive, screaming. The stones pulse in response. Even they recognize the threat. Stop this, Thor growls. I won't fight you. I can't destroy myself. The dark Thor tilts his head. Then I will. He steps forward, and the battle begins. It's not a battle of fists or axes. It's a battle of existence itself. Reality bends. Time fractures. Galaxies spin like coins tossed into the void. The multicolored aura of the Infinity Stones explodes outward, shaping and reshaping creation with each movement. Thor fires a blast of pure infinity at his dark mirror. It meets him with a counterwave, and the universe shudders. He realizes something terrifying. This dark Thor isn't just strong. He's clever. He knows Thor's every move, every thought, every instinct. It's like fighting himself and losing 1,000 times. The dark Thor grins. Do you feel it? The hunger? The power? It's intoxicating, isn't it? Thor struggles to keep control. The stones fight within him, screaming warnings. Time threatens to unravel. Space threatens to collapse. Reality threatens to end. But Thor remembers something Odin once said. Power is meaningless without purpose. And purpose is what separates gods from monsters. He focuses. The storm inside him calms into a hurricane, structured, controlled, precise. Each infinity stone aligns with his will, not the other way around. He strikes back, not with fury, but with judgment. The dark Thor stumbles, shocked. This isn't the unbridled rage he expected. This is strategy. This is control. This is divine authority. Energy crackles as they clash again. Planets fracture. Stars blink out. Time loops in impossible knots. Thor realizes the key. The dark Thor is feeding on the instability. If he stabilizes, he can starve the dark Thor. He takes a deep breath, aligns himself fully with the stones, merges with their essence, and then he lets go. Not his control, not his will. He merges his mind and soul with every stone. And the dark Thor shrieks. Reality twists against him. The rogue energy tears him apart from inside. Every color of the Infinity Stones burns him to nothingness. Thor stands alone. But he's not the same. He is no longer just a god. No longer just a protector of realms. He is creation's living fulcrum. Time itself bows. Space folds around him. The multiverse hums in reverence, trembling, yet safe. Thor doesn't need to speak. Even the stars understand. A new balance has been born. A new eternity begins. He steps forward. Every universe, every timeline, every being feels it. There is a new order now. And it is benevolent, but absolute. He could destroy worlds with a thought. He could rewrite existence. And yet, he chooses restraint. The Infinity Stones rest quietly now. Not weapons, not tools, but extensions of him. A living covenant between power and purpose. And somewhere, deep in the cosmos, echoes a voice. Not Thanos. Not the tribunal. Something older. Something watching. A presence that waits for a crack in the order. But Thor doesn't fear it. Not anymore. He is ready. Because the universe now has a guardian beyond gods. A storm beyond storms. A Thor beyond everything we've ever known. And as he raises Stormbreaker, now glowing with cosmic light, he knows one truth. The Infinity Stones didn't just give him power. They gave him responsibility. the burden of creation, the burden of eternity. And the universe is finally safe. For now.